Hi guys, welcome back to the workshop. I'm in the middle of getting ready for a major show at the moment, and so I'm doing a variety of different projects. This one I thought I'd share with you. It's just a quick one. It's a piece of Burr oak, bit of a funny shaped piece of Burr oak. As you can see, the outside, it's not that deep, it's quite a size. And what I've done is I've taken a wire brush on a drill and taken all of the bark off, leaving hard wood underneath. Most of the fibres have come off, look, and that's just with a wire brush in a drill. What I've done then is I've secured it to the workstation here, and I've got a short bar chainsaw and gone in just with the edge of it as much as I dare to take out as much of the waste as I can. Once I've done that, I've gone in with a spoon knife and just followed it up and tried to follow the contour of the other side. So we got a rippling effect, a wavy effect. And then I've run a rotary sander over it, you know, one of those discs on the drill, just to smooth it out a little bit better, to get that nice moving water feel to it. And I'm about to oil it. Now, I wanted to show you the oil that I use. I use products from the Osmo range. That's what I'll be putting on here. Now, I vary this to using the outdoor one as well, because I do some outdoor sculptures. I put on their outdoor version because it's anti-mold and mildew and all that. If you Google it, you'll be able to read up on the site or on eBay or wherever it is you're going to buy it from. There's loads of information about it, but it's a brilliant oil. Now, when you're using this oil, you'll find that you don't have to sand as fine as what you might think. Now, everyone's got different tastes. Everyone turns or makes things in a different way. I don't like the perfect stuff. I like the organic feel to things. I like almost that just dug up kind of look, you know, that antiquity type feel stuff. So with natural edging and that sort of feel, with the burring and that as well, it kind of detracts from it if you have this real high gloss finish on it. Do you know what I mean? A high sheen. So I use the Osmo. And when you're using the Osmo, you only have to sand to about 240. Sometimes I push that a bit more and go to 320. But if you go finer than that with your abrasives, you'll find that the oil will sit on the surface. It won't be soaked in because there's just nothing there for it to go into. It's too smooth, it's too perfect. So go into about 240, 320. It's still got enough to take to go in. It's microporous, this Osmo, and he will go right in. And what I'm going to do is just show you how it goes in on here. Just normal kitchen towel I use. Depending on what I'm doing will depend on how I apply it. Sometimes just chuck it on. Sometimes, if there's lots of burrs with holes or dips in, I'll try and French polish it, like little circles, just to work it into all those little gaps. So just dip your cloth into the tin. And you don't want to do it too thick, you know, and just work it onto the wood. It's a brilliant oil to work with. As I say, it's microporous, so it goes straight in. And I'd always do a couple of coats on everything. So I'm just working it across the wood, trying to get an even coat. can go on quite quickly. There's, you know, you haven't got to worry too much about going slow or being that methodical, you know, just get it on there. And it really makes all the colours in the wood pop, no matter what timber you're using. Right, so I'll cover this whole thing and then I'll come back to you. Right, so I've now covered the whole thing. What I'm going to do now is just with a different part of the cloth or tissue, is just wipe over the excess. Try and get as much of that off as you can, because if it hasn't gone in, it won't go in. Not at the moment. Right, so excess is nearly all gone. Now, remembering what I said, I don't want a high sheen. I don't want this to look brand new. I want it to look old. So I'm not going to be adding anything like a sheen, any wax or anything to this at the end of it. But I want a little bit of luster there, but not a lot. So what I do now is I use a dirty mop on my drill. And when I say dirty mop, I mean an old one. If you use a clean one, I find it gives it a real big sheen. If I use a dirty one, it doesn't give it such a deep sheen. It gives it a nice luster. So what I'm going to do is run this over it a bit quick, and then I'll lift it up so that you can see it. Let me just find my specs. So you'll have the noise of the drill in a minute. So as I say, what I've done is I've run the drill over it with that dirty buffing mop on it. Now, as I'm doing it right the way across, a little trick I learned was to just apply that little bit extra pressure in the areas that you want to stand out, just to give it that little extra depth. And I do that on the burrs. So bearing in mind the door behind you is open, so you might get a bit of a glare. It's wet oil, don't forget, so the shine you're seeing will go when it dries. When that dries, what I should do is do the process again. Once that's dry, I shall flip it over and I shall put one coat of oil on the back to stabilise and feed the wood. And that then is a lovely little sculptured vessel. Lovely centrepiece for somebody's table, and of course it's Burr oak. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe and the old bell, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers.